headline of it. WWE wrote an article. I think it was
not WWE.
Not WWE. It was an article. Let me see.
Someone else wrote the article.
Oh, so okay. Someone else wrote about WWE. It says the topic of some wrestlers have plans to get on OnlyFans once they leave WWE.
Salute wrestling friends, and welcome to the Goodbread Wrestling channel, also known as Figure 4 TV. Now today we're gonna have a serious conversation, guys. We're gonna have a for real serious conversation. So don't get in your feelings. I know y'all don't like me to talk about your little girls, your NXT hoes. You know what I mean? Y'all love them women in professional wrestling. But today we gotta talk about it, guys. Recently, Mandy Rose, y'all know her, ex-WWE woman NXT champion, and her man, her husband, boyfriend, whatever they are together, but it's a weird couple. It's a weird couple. They sat down and they talked about, first of all, they talked about a NXT Herpes Outbreak. Then they went on to talk about an article that was written about Mandy Rose, and how she influences a lot of the women in professional wrestling to go on and do that OF after wrestling. And I got a few problems with that. So check out the intro, and when we come back, we had this conversation. Hey squad, this is proof that our women, they don't want to be equal. They don't want to be equal. They want to be extra special. They want extra. Because if you do right with your WWE contract, if you do the right thing with your money, then you won't fall off, and you won't need to subject yourself to hoish behavior. Because I don't care how you dress it, OnlyFans and capitalizing on the men, because that's who keep OnlyFans alive. You thirst bucket men. Capitalizing on their sickness is sinful and it's shameful, and we need to bring shame back. But let's get into this conversation, guys.
And I know in this article, they specifically quote you that you're basically the pioneer and the kind of the woman to copy the blueprint. Well, how do you feel about that? And what was your reaction about that? And I know you get a lot of questions about that. So first off, what was your reaction when you read this article?
Well, I mean, technically, I am the blueprint for this. I wouldn't even say copy because no one else did it before me.
No, it says that you are the blueprint.
Yeah,
you are the person who they want to copy and emulate now.
Right. So, I think
it actually says Mandy Rose changed the game completely.
Yes.
That's one of the quotes.
Tell the people.
What in the world is going on? And that's not her brother, guys. That's her husband or her boyfriend or whatever. And this is why they act the way they act, because the leaders, who are the men, allow it. And to be honest, you didn't start nothing, Mandy Rose. I mean, OF might be your thing, but Sable, Victoria, Sunny, China, these women use WWE also, and then went on to do that whole shit, because that's what it is. It's porno, it's whole shit, it's shameful. And he's sitting here condoning it. Let's get back.
So,
oh, babe, you changed the game completely. So how do you feel about that? And what is your message to these young, I like to call them young entrepreneurs in a sense that they are their own entity, right? We are 1099s. We are our own business. So what would you say out there to these women that they have a great platform, and what would your advice be to them now?
Well, knowing what I know now, and obviously, never had these intentions of I never had a plan that this was what I was going to get into, what I was going to, end up doing for a long time or whatever it may be. Nothing was planned, but knowing what I know now is the more I sit here and, dabble in the success that I've had. And obviously I'm very grateful for everything that, WWE, the platform and what it's presented, obviously my following and all that, and the following I had prior to WWE, but it just goes to show as a broad spectrum, mine's a little more specific, my story, but for anyone in sports and the whole NIL and where that has come to now, having, knowing that your name, image, and likeness is so powerful. I don't think a lot of athletes or entrepreneurs or, professional wrestlers or whatever it may be, realize what they're worth while they're in it, because they're kind of under, they're not able to do everything that they want to do. They're growing. They're working to become, better every day, and they don't know the level of success they're going to get to. And obviously in professional wrestling, it's a little different too, when you're kind of like controlled a little bit more, and there's not really a base off like pure athleticism or pure, like, you know what I mean? Like WWE's very, very different when it comes to that. But in other sports too, I think it just goes to show that it's like where we are today in today's day and age of social media and what you can do on social media and all the platforms. And it's not just, the subscription-based platforms that we use, but it's everything in general. So it's like the biggest take home that I noticed with the other girls that I've helped, after WWE or after wrestling in general, is that like, yeah, you make good money while you're there, but then like you make more money when you're out of there, when you're done with it, believe it or not, because afterwards is where you are not under control of what you can and cannot do. You can do whatever you want, and you just you notice your worth then, because you're able to collect all the money that comes in and not give out all these percentages. I mean, obviously you have teams that help you with all these, but there's so many things involved. But now it's like you're able to, I don't know, you see the girls, they're making way more money than they did when they were in WWE.
No, I think you hit the nail on the head. When you are extremely successful in one category, it does open up a lot more doors if you play your cards correctly.
Right.
And I think what that article was even talking about was the world has changed in a sense of social media is so powerful these days. It's such a marketing tool to get any kind of career path that you want to go down. And the subscription-based platforms, just like we just talked about earlier in the show, that's what like UFC is going to now, right? They're not doing pay-per-views. They're going to do subscription-based month-to-month platforms, and that's where it is. So, these young women that I saw the article, and I think we go back and we've talked about this before. The women that are in WWE, they work their whole life to get there. So they think it's like the pinnacle and the end-all be-all. And it's not the end-all be-all. Like, it's an incredible opportunity to be in such an amazing organization. But also, it's a means to an end. It's going to end at one point. You just got to make sure that you, like you just said, your image, you market yourself correctly, where you can veer off into some other kind of categories and become very successful as your own entities, your own brand, because you did put a lot of work in making who you are in that industry. Just like you were big in the fitness world, then you were big in the WWE world, and all that has catapulted you to make money outside the ring and outside fitness because you grew such a big fan base with all your hard work and success. And I think it's a positive thing for these women to kind of look forward to, and not be a negative thing when they get released or their contract's up, because we all go through that depression when, oh my God, what's next? It's over. And I had the same thing in the NFL. I had the same thing when I got WWE as well. So it's something that it's refreshing when you see an article like that these women have big opportunities when they leave the industry.
Right. And I think it's kind of a good thing in a sense of like lessening the bad stigma that like OnlyFans has, right? So I feel like everyone thinks right away when they hear it, like, oh, they think bad, right? And it's not bad. There's levels to everything, right? So there are crazy things that people do on there. And then there's things that, people have a direct relationship with their fans on there. And they're able to have this platform where the fans can feel like they are with you at all times and following you around and, coming with you to the gym and coming to photo shoots and seeing them more behind the scenes, but it's just more exclusive. So OnlyFans has that bad stigma. But I think this is almost like, I'm hoping too, that like it's kind of steers away from that a little bit, because it's like, that's not really like, it's really for creators. Like we do, like OFTV now is becoming really big, and like we do videos for them.
I had a couple features on OFTV.
I had a couple of features, and
doing gymnastic stuff.
Yeah,
Ninja Warrior.
So it's just creating a platform that you're able to have this direct relation, but it's anything. There's other ones out there. There's passes, there's fan time, there's all these subscription-based platforms that, just because OnlyFans has this bad stigma because of the name, it's not.
That's
always
just people that we talk about. That's just people talking shit and people being negative. But like you just said, you control the narrative, so you can do whatever you want to do, right? But here's the thing: I just want to bring up that you just said something that's very interesting to me. You just said it allows your fans behind the scenes, and they love that, right? Mm-hmm. What did WWE just come out with on Netflix like the last 2 weeks?
Yeah, the Unreal.
They came out the behind the scenes. And there's actually old timers like Paul Heyman, I saw an interview. They don't like it because that wasn't the culture that they grew up in, right? But now they're pulling the curtain back and they're letting you behind the scenes in WWE. But why are they doing that? Because they see money in that. Of course. They see that fans want that, being connected to that. Just like an OnlyFans and just like Fan Time and all these other websites. It's not just the negative stigma of people, oh, there's porn on there, there's nudity on there. Like, we know what, you can hold the narrative whatever you want to do or don't want to do. And the women have that control. And I think for your sake was the fan just wanted to get to know you.
Right.
And that's why you've done so well without going to parts that you did not feel comfortable going to.
Right. And as a creator, like, people want to sit there and be like, oh, well, you know, you could just do that on Instagram. It's like, no, like, it's a business, just like everybody else is out there, wants to make money, and it's a business. And at the end of the day, if we can charge a specific amount every month and have our fans who are in that circle be entitled to, you know, have that exclusive right to be, you know, with Mandy Rose and Mandy Sachs, whatever, and around me, and see, you know, what I do on a daily basis, and see a little more exclusivity of things. Like, why not have that? So I just feel like it's a great opportunity.
My problem with this whole thing right here is men, we support that. Women is not filling her account up with dollars. Women is sit here and be like, let her do what she want to do. And that's true. But they're not the ones giving them the money. It's us. This is why we got to take back our attention, guys. And this is why I have a problem with the women in wrestling, because they're not there with the real love and the passion to be professional wrestlers. They're there just to get a bag, guys. This is the results of people trying to get a bag. Remember, Lilith ain't as powerful without Lucifer. And the dude there is sitting there condoning it as if it's correct. I give them about 3 years together, and then she gonna throw him to the curb because he wicked with it. He tried to dress it up as subscription-based material, and bruh, it's whole shit, all right? And when you're contracting WWE and you're supposed to get on your grind and work the independent scene because you like wrestling. You don't just go get a bag selling your body. And that's what OnlyFans do. All those accounts that only do funny shit, that only meet with the people and all that extra shit you tried to lie on, them accounts is low. Mandy Rose account is great. She's one of the best to ever do it because she shows skin. She show her body. We all know how your female look. Butt naked, sir. And if that's okay with you, shit, I'm a man. I'm a look. If any female willing to subject themselves to free porno material, I'm a look.
But I do think, I wonder, like, with these articles that come out, because this article came out because basically Elena Black, also known as Cora Jade, you know, released something that she was taking a break from wrestling. And I'm good friends with her, obviously. And I think people right away think, oh, she's taking a break from wrestling because she's probably doing so well on OnlyFans. Yeah, she's doing well on OnlyFans, but people don't realize the amount of, like, stress and, like, physical and mental, you know, stress that it puts on you wrestling around, you know, going to different shows and all that. And some people, they need a break. It's almost like they're attacking her right away. Like, oh, how much money are you making? And people are asking. It's like, that stuff gets annoying because nobody sees, you know, what the real reason is why she's taking a break, instead of being like, oh, how are you doing? I hope your health is
maybe
okay.
She needs a mental reset.
A break or a reset. Yeah.
So you know what, again,
but
we do not care.
It's
kind of like we talked about before. Social media has made a lot of tough men and women that sit behind screens and talk shit all day. So
yeah,
that's why you can't get caught up.
Like I said in the beginning, she mentioned something about a NXT outbreak, a herpes outbreak, and that's crazy, guys. And we know that NXT is the breathing ground for them young female wrestlers that just want to check. They want to check, and they know where the big boys play. In the words of WCW, they know where the big boys play. So all them girls fill them locker rooms up to end up doing OnlyFans, or to attract a dude that's on his way up. You know what I mean, guys? We already had the Jey Uso and Jada Parker scandal. So it's a lot of promiscuous women in NXT. It's a locker room full of promiscuous women. And Mandy just exposed that, yo. A goddamn herpes outbreak, y'all.
I felt bad for you.
You felt bad for me?
I watch him.
Felt bad for me.
I watch him, guys. I watch this like good-looking stud, put up lights, and then he saw his first cockroach, and he was like, "Oh my god!" And then we had to clean the rings in NXT because there was like a herpes outbreak, guys. I don't even know if everyone knows that one.
Please don't even talk about that.
I'm in the ring. Remember, Daria had
like,
the Ninja Turtles thing on the vacuum. We made it. But this is the beautiful thing too is I get why they do this for most people as well, is because there's always a bottom. You always have to work your way out. But things have changed a lot in WWE. I wonder, because now they do a lot of the what's the program they do where they take the college athletes? It's called something. Whatever it's called. But now they're like, and they're getting a lot of like, celebrities or ex-athletes.
Let's go to the comment section, because I know y'all don't like when I get to talking about y'all females. You know what I mean? That's some of y'all men and a lot of you ladies. Y'all condone this, but y'all wouldn't do it yourself. And y'all don't support Mandy Rose. Y'all, let's take it to the comment section. It's your boy, Mr. Goodbread. Like, share, subscribe. And if you're new over here, you might as well subscribe, because this is what I do. I put my opinion to wrestling topics, yo. And this was a crazy one. This was a crazy one, guys.
This is a wreck. He's moving like an uncaged animal.
No lie, he's wild in there.